Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great start to your week. Hope all of you having a great Monday. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man, we got to talk about, well, we got the 2-for-1 special on the intro. Some of you are going to remember this. Some of you may not. Another night, another prime time video. We got to talk about the Colorado Buffaloes and Georgia Tech, the Nerds. If you would have told me 3 to 4 years ago, Matt, you're going to be making a video on Colorado versus Georgia Tech, I'd say you've lost your mind. Ain't no way. But here we are. I'm not going to label this as the preview / prediction video. I haven't made up in my mind if we're going to do that. Let me know in the comment section if we have enough Colorado fans watching this video and whatnot. Do y'all want to see a separate preview for this game? For those of you that do not know, this will not be played on Saturday. It will be played on Friday night. Let me double check. Hold on. I'm going to pull it up to be exact. What time are they playing this game? Hold on. Pulling it up right. Well, I thought. Wait. Oh, got it right here. Okay, 7 p.m. Look, I hate this. The 2 Friday games I'm looking forward to the most: Auburn, Baylor, Georgia Tech, Colorado, and heck, I'd be looking forward to them if they're on Saturday. They're playing at the same time. That kind of sucks, but I'll have both of them going on, and we're probably, unless something crazy happens, going to do a reaction video to both those games. So be on the lookout for that Friday night. Yet again, not Saturday. We got the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, who are coming off of a really good season. They should have beat Georgia last year. They blew that one. I digress. Don't even get me started on that. Going to the Colorado Buffaloes. This is going to be a good one. As where it stands right now when I'm making this video, Georgia Tech is a 5-point favorite, and I would say that's about right. Getting that out the way, though, we have a lot to talk about in this video, but first things first, and we'll get to Georgia Tech in just a second, we got to start off with Colorado, address the elephant in the room, their star quarterback and their Heisman Trophy candidate, Heisman Trophy winner at that, Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders. They're gone, and they lost a ton of star power at the wide receiver position as well. I'm not going to sit up here and say they lost everybody, but I think we can all agree on this. They lost a lot of their big-time players, and it's most definitely going to affect them heading into this new season. As to who's going to replace Shedeur Sanders, who's going to be the QB1 for Colorado Buffaloes, I don't know. They still haven't announced a starting quarterback. If I had to give you my best educated guess from everybody I've talked to, it's looking like it's going to be Kaidon Salter. So I think it's going to go to Mr. Kaidon Salter due to experience alone. He's played college football for a little bit. And this isn't a knock or slide at Juju Lewis, but he just doesn't have the experience. And you don't want to throw him out there to the Wolves in week 1. Maybe we'll see both of them. Don't know. But it's one of those tricky situations. And we'll talk more about this as a different video for a different day. We'll probably talk about it in the preview. Or even when they name the starting quarterback. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, for say this video, you start Kaidon Salter in the first drive, 75 yards, 10 plays, orchestrates a beautiful drive, score 7 points. Next drive, you get a field goal. Next drive, 7 points. Well, that's 17 points right there. The offense is in a groove. Do you really want to pull them out and try to have some quarterback battle when you're playing a really good team like Georgia Tech? I don't think so. You got to go with the hot hand. Now, if Salter, if he does start and he's struggling early on, Colorado has 0 points heading into the second quarter, then maybe you consider bringing in Juju Lewis. That is definitely going to be something to pay attention to. But also at the wide receiver position, they've lost a ton of production. So who's going to step up in that area? On the offensive side of the ball, not defensive, but offensive side of the ball, there's a ton of unknowns. And also their offensive coordinator, Pat Shurmur, and let's just say the fan base are not too fond of him. He's definitely going to be catching some heat if the offense isn't clicking. As far as it goes for a defensive side of the ball, this isn't complicated. This isn't disrespect. It's just how I see it. Colorado will never be, as long as Coach Prime is there, a defensive football team. The defense was hot bunzos when he first got there. And I hate to say it, but it's the cold, harsh truth. They're still hot bunzos. They're not going to be that good. Will they show some flashes of greatness? Sure. But all in all, not a good defensive team. There's nothing that's really unknown there. Like, let me ask you a question. Be for real. If Colorado gives up 40 to Georgia Tech, as a Colorado fan, I'm asking you, would you be shocked? Heck to the no. So that's why there's no unknowns on the defensive side of the ball. Nothing's going to shock you. But on the offensive side of the ball, that's where the conversation and debate starts to heat up. Because if one of you in the comment section were to say, Matt, I think there's a case and scenario where the quarterback play is not good against Georgia Tech and they struggle to even score 10 points, I'd say, yeah, I can see that happening. But on the other side of it, if one of you commented, Matt, I think Kaidon Salter or Julian Lewis are going to go out there, ball out, Colorado's going to put up 45 points, I could also see that happening. But going back to the defense, do I think there's a planet in this galaxy where Colorado is going to completely shut down the Yellow Jackets? Heck to the no. It's not going to happen. Watch, it won't. They're not a defensive football team. It is what it is. I know they brought in Warren Sapp and some other good coaches, and Colorado's got a decent coaching staff, believe it or not, but they're just never going to be a defensive team. I can't dumb it down any more than that. If Colorado wants to win some games this year, more importantly, win this game against Georgia Tech, you're going to have to outscore them. Now, here's where things get interesting, and it's the main focal point of this video. I think Georgia Tech is going to humble Colorado. Here's why. Pop quiz with your boy Matt. Do you know who Georgia Tech's quarterback is? I'll give you a second. Haynes King, the same quarterback who played out of his mind against Georgia and should have won that game. We're not talking about Oregon. We're not talking about some former Pac-12 teams, now Big Ten. No. We're not talking about Washington. No. Georgia, the cream of the crop. One of the best programs in all of college football. And he went out there and ran all over them. Here's another one for you. Do you know who Georgia Tech is returning at the running back position? Jamal Haynes. If you don't know his name, you're going to learn it on Friday night. I can guarantee you that. Bearing some crazy injury, he will go off. Jamal Haynes is something serious, and dare I say, he's the most underrated running back in all of college football. People need to be talking more about this guy. I know what you're sitting there saying. Oh, okay, Matt, I'm supposed to be scared of a guy named Haynes King who couldn't even pan out at Texas A&M. I'm supposed to be scared of Jamal Haynes, and yes, you are. Let me explain. Well, I said let me explain. How about I ask you another question? If Haynes King and Jamal Haynes ran all over Georgia, what leads you to believe they're not going to run all over Colorado? You see what I'm saying? Haynes against Georgia, 13 carries for 91 yards, averaged 7 yards a pop. Haynes King, quarterback, 24 carries, 110 yards, 3 touchdowns. Against Georgia. There's no arguing this. You can debate a brick wall. Haynes King is the toughest runner at the quarterback position in all of college football. You want to talk about heart? That kid has heart and then some. He is not the modern era quarterback who after he gets 5, 6, 7 yards, he's going to slide. No. He is going to lower his shoulder and he is going to run you over if he needs to. And this is what concerns me about Colorado. They fare out really good, or when they had Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter, in shootouts. They didn't fare out good in these defensive matchups and teams that locked them down. That's not their play style. Colorado reminds me so much of a basketball team that likes to run up and down the court, shoot a bunch of threes, kind of like, ironically enough, Alabama. Alabama, not that great of a defensive team in basketball. They want to run and gun, score 100 points. That's what Colorado reminds me of. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you watched March Madness. Have you seen Alabama in March Madness past couple years? Did you see what they did to the BYUs in March Madness? It was an NCAA record. They made 24, 25 threes in a game. They scored over 120 points. But where did Alabama run into problems in March Madness the past couple years? When they played a team that played in the half court, slowed the game down, and played some freaking defense like Duke. Colorado is not built to stop the run. They may get an interception or two. We saw them do the past couple years. But when you just ground and pound them, you're going to wear them down, and they can't stop you. We saw Oregon do it to them. And me saying Colorado is going to get humbled in this game, it's not so much about Colorado, but it's more so of Georgia Tech. They're underrated. They're a really good team. I'll put it to you like this. Maybe this will make Colorado fans feel a little bit better. But Georgia Tech humbled Georgia last year. Brent Key has these guys buying in. They're not even just buying in. They've bought in, and they know their play style, and they know their role. And that is a dangerous team. When you can get young college athletes to believe in your system, and they've seen evidence that it works, they start playing on a whole nother level. Coincidentally enough, similar to what Coach Prime did in his first couple years at Colorado. I'm just really concerned about Colorado's defense because here's the thing. They're not going to stop Georgia Tech from scoring points and running all over them. It's going to happen. You can run on Georgia. You can run on Colorado, with all due respect. And here's where even more problems arise. Last year, I knew Colorado could keep up with Georgia Tech when it comes to scoring. This year, I don't. I don't even know who the quarterback's going to be. If Georgia Tech puts up 31 points, can Colorado match them? Last year, I'd say absolutely. This year, well, I don't want to overcomplicate it. I know I just said it, but it's the only answer. I don't know. And if you say you know, you're just straight up lying because, like I said, you don't even know who the quarterback is. I expect Georgia Tech to ground and pound these guys and easily, I'm talking about easily, rush for over 200 yards. I'd be shocked if they didn't do that. And who knows, they could push 300 plus yards or even 350. That's not out of the realm of possibility. I'm not sold on the Colorado defense. They have got to, and I mean they have got to prove something to me. Did they have some good showings last year? Yeah, sure. But it wasn't consistent. Who remembers when Kansas State and DJ Giddens ran all over him? He almost had 200 yards himself. The BYU's in the bowl game, the Alamo Bowl, they had 180 rushing yards. That game was never even close. So I want you to think about this. Colorado has never been known as a good defensive team. They've never been known for being able to stop the run, and you got to play Georgia Tech in week 1. Not a recipe for success. If you know anything about Brent Key and Georgia Tech, you know this. They love to run the ball. And if you don't stop them, they won't pass. Watch. Not going to happen. I could be wrong about all of this. Wouldn't be the first time. And if I am, I'll get up on a video and say, hey, I was wrong. Colorado, they stopped the run. But we'll have to wait and see if that happens. I'm curious. Many more things I can say. Let me know your thoughts down below. But